she be thinking I don't like her. She be going, well, okay, so to set some context, I'm not born and raised where we are right now, location-wise. So I haven't always been geographically in the same place. And last year, this time, I wasn't here. And so we had a long-distance friendship and communication. And in that time, our lives were changing like exponentially. And so it was like a period of time where she's like, I don't know if you like me. Are we still friends? And I was just like, Christine, we're still friends. Like, and it was really cool. It was a really nice moment to kind of have, a vulnerable moment to have with each other. And it was really expanding for our relationship and where we're going as like young women. Yeah, I think that's one thing that sometimes, not in a like insecure way or anything, just in a, hey, you're still here, right? And I am.
Camille's humor annoys me because she's annoying. She has to make a joke out of everything, and so we work together, and she'll be in my room. I'm a teacher. For example, you annoyed me the other day when you told me, you lied to me and told me that Michaela died on How to Get Away with Murder while my kids were taking a standardized test.
She should have been watching the show while they were taking the test.
I look at my phone, make the most happy face because I was like, bye, Michaela. You know, it's okay if you go. And then she lied. She was like, oh, I'm joking. And then my face was sad. And all the kids were just like, oh, she must be so proud of us for this test. I was, but that's not why I was laughing.
Something that annoys me.
You didn't even hesitate.
Something that annoys me about Ayana is whenever we get on the phone, she does this really weird thing like coughing. Like before she tells the story, she'll say, okay, so, or she'll make some type of noise that's just not needed. And I think for her, it's something internal that prepares her to say whatever it is she needs to say, but it's actually not needed, and it annoys me because I'm thinking, you like, why are you coughing? Do you need water? She doesn't even need water. It's not that her throat's dry. It's just, it's like a preparation of her saying something important, and it's not needed.
Oh man. Okay.
I'll say your random outbursts are annoying.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Like she'll randomly scream. If we're in the car, she'll randomly jerk the car. Like,
oh, stop the car on the highway. Get out.
And then scream on top. It's too much.
I like to make sure people are awake.
Yeah.
Something that annoys me about you. I'm trying to narrow it down, you know. I think so the word I mentioned earlier, I said optimistic, right? And for me, I'm not the most like I'm positive, but she's like on another level. So I think that sometimes what annoys me is when she tells a story, when she tells whatever it is, her enthusiasm hits me like so hard, and I be like, wait, I wasn't ready. I don't like, and then I'm introverted, so I'm like, wait, I had to prepare for this, like she said. I had to prepare for this, like I'm not even really in the moment, like feeling, feeling like I need to reciprocate the enthusiasm, and then, she might get annoyed that I'm not enthusiastic, so it's like, well, conversation's ruined, but we still love each other, and it all works out. But yeah, I think that's what it is.
I can't gauge where our relationship is sometimes, and to me it's very important that people are always real honest and upfront about what they need or what they want from me. I can't read minds. I don't claim to be a mind reader, so if I feel like we're not on the same page and like something is causing us to drift apart, then I'll be like, I'll start to panic a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. And sometimes it's hard for me to express that properly with you because we sometimes are trash at communicating feelings properly. But yeah, so I know that she's not. I feel like we are okay. We just have to get better at expressing, hey, I love you, I miss you, and we still good.
Yeah, I think it's just
Checking in.
exactly a level of maturity and growth that we're coming into in our relationship.
I don't think I'm annoyed with this friend. Inside joke. Inside joke. No, I don't have any. It's nothing that annoys me. I can't. No. I would say there is something that annoys me about her. When she doesn't believe in herself, that annoys me. I didn't believe it. That annoys me because she doesn't see just how special she is sometimes. Not saying it's a bad thing. She's like, do you think so? Do you really? She is wonderful, and I want her to see that all the time. I want her to see what I see. So that annoys me when she doesn't see what I see. So it's not really annoying. It's a great thing, but you just don't see. Okay, you don't see sometimes what I see.
What's the most challenging part of our relationship? This is, in church when they say look straight. That's what I'm gonna do. Go ahead. I'm looking straight.
I think the most challenging part of our friendship is that we went through a period that we sucked at communication. I'll admit my faults. Yeah, and so we went through some fights and some falling outs, but we're here now. Kind of because we had to like put on our big girl panties and be a woman about ourselves, come to each other without gates up. And it's, when you're close to somebody and you're so scared about getting hurt, it's so easy to like hurt the person more. But yeah, being a woman about our stuff and coming to each other, just talking to each other and just getting through that. So that was the most challenging part. But we here, we back, we better. So I think the most challenging thing about this friendship is that like I have to be like willing to be corrected by her, like I have to come from a place where even when I feel like I might be right or I believe that something is right, she'll swoop me in and tell me what's real, and I think that it's challenging because like humanly speaking, we want to be right, we want to have all the answers, whatever. So I think that what makes it hard is that I have to be humble and I have to submit, when she's telling me something that will really benefit me. Not only like in my walk with God, but just like in general, in what I'm doing as a missionary or like just when I'm hanging out with other friends or communicating to other people. Yeah, I think she's been really helpful with just like keeping it real too.
I believe the most challenging part of our relationship might be just the fact that we're changing so much. We started off kind of running in the same direction, and now life is kind of throwing a few curveballs, and maybe we've come to a few realizations about ourselves. And for me at least, I know that it's caused me to kind of be a little shaken and reassess who I am and what this relationship might require.
Making sure that we spend time together. That's our biggest challenge because we like live now 15 minutes away from each other, but it's been times where we lived hours away, and she always lived in the middle of the woods and I lived in the middle of the river, and being this close to each other, we just have to make sure that we put time in to spend more time with each other.
And one of the most challenging parts for me is the whole vulnerability aspect. I'm growing in that, and that was in that instance one of the triggers of my lack of communication, because I just didn't know how to say or what to say, or it's like, can I say this? But yeah, I can. So yeah.
One of the difficult things in this friendship would be Just the moments where the correction, honestly, exactly what she said. For me, I'm a Melly Collins sanguine. If anyone doesn't know about that, you guys could look it up. But basically, a Melly Collins sanguine person like myself, I get very high, but then I can also get emotional. So at times where it's not needed to emphasize certain emotions, it comes, and we have to work that out and talk about that, and that can be hard sometimes, but it's needed to just proceed as a human in the world correctly. So that can be difficult, but it's still good because it's practice for the future.
I would say the difficult part for me has just been learning to grow with Christine, because our lives are very different and ever changing, and we both have so much going on individually, and collectively the bond is still there, but at times it's just like, okay, we don't want to grow apart, you know, like we want to always be there for each other. We always want to maintain the same dynamic, but just learning that, you know, growth breeds maturity, and not that we're immature or anything, but just another level of deeper relationship and vulnerability with each other. And I think we're learning how to tap into ourselves to be vulnerable enough with each other based upon the things that we're individually going through. And so as a unit, it's kind of hard to express sometimes, especially because we can't just like hop on the metro and see each other and hash it out, or, you know, have like a fun time together where it'll just naturally come about. It's being more intentional in conversation and getting to know each other in this phase of our lives.
The most
Which
memorable
one?
argument.
The most recent?
No. The one before. It's all one. That counts as a whole
Oh, okay.
2-month argument.
Yeah, we had a
To me.
2-month argument, I guess you could say. That was memorable.
That wasn't even a month ago.
And again, we work together, so she's
Yeah.
interesting.
Very.
We don't really argue. We've had maybe some intense conversations, but not really like coming for each other.
Yeah, I don't think we tend to not, I don't think we've ever had an argument. We've maybe not seemed completely eye to eye, or maybe it's been like, I feel like this is the thing we need to approach.
Yeah.
Something's going on with us seeing something wrong with the other and being like, we need to sit down and like maybe figure out, hey, what's up? Like, you know, we need to release.
Yeah. I think we catch things before they turn into a quibble. I heard somebody say that the other day. But no, before it becomes like a big thing that blows up in our face, we normally see it and one or the other will address it, so that it doesn't turn into something extreme and that we can maintain a balance.
You got one?
Ooh. I already know the one, but that is it.
Whatever one you pick, I just swing along with it.
One of our most memorable arguments would be when
She's so silly.
when I was in a not so healthy friendship with another person, and it created lots of confusion between us because she saw something that I didn't see, and because of that it messed us up for a while, but we're finally at a place where I've seen the unhealthiness of that friendship from the Lord opening my eyes, and then I just got lucky that God let her still be around. But I believe that was probably one of our biggest arguments. There were different pockets, but
Right,
that was
yeah.
the center of the main argument.
Have we ever argued? In high school, we dare not say what it's about though. When we had an argument. Oh,
It's
undisclosed. We had a disagreement, but as you can see, we've gotten over it.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it didn't take us long to get over
No,
it.
it didn't take us long. No.
So I was studying abroad in France, and she was studying abroad in Morocco, and basically we weren't, in the same, area for 5 months like we normally would be at Howard. So I decided to go visit her in Morocco. It was fun, but during that time, it didn't feel the most. I didn't feel like I was the most at peace. I didn't feel the most comfortable while I was there, and I think that it was like both of us were. It felt like we were fighting for it, but it felt like there was still a wall. It just seemed like there was just a wall up that wouldn't let us break it down, penetrate through it like nothing. So I think that was the moment, like on my way back home from Morocco to France. I remember I was thinking like, I don't even think I really feel like doing this. Like, I think I'm honestly tired of emotionally, like working to solve, the issue or the issues that we had during that time. So that was the moment I feel like I was like, I think I'm done.
Yep, I remember that.
Probably last but that just goes back to the whole, our lives were changing so much, and we were barely able to like communicate in a way that we understood each other and can like get on each other's level. And so I think it's definitely become better since then, but it was like a fear and a hesitation of like, oh my gosh, what's gonna happen next?
Last year, I was like, I don't know if we're gonna be friends after this, because you had left and just all kinds of like, I was just going through a whole lot. It was just, yeah, that was probably the rockiest thing we've gone through together. But
Yeah, I think as we make like more decisions that determine our future in a more intense way, then it's kind of like, wow, okay, like this amps up our level of friendship, our level of trust in each other, and knowing that, we're gonna be there for each other regardless of what life patterns we decide to go down, what paths happen and whatnot.
There has never been a time where I thought that we would ever not be friends.